Hey, this is BA. We're looking at zero here. What this is zero angles, which is a concept that's a little bit different than a lot of the angles that most people work with. However, it's instrumental in this system because, well, put simply, it catches more points than the regular angles. By regular angles, I mean, like say you take a top and then one by one comes down, and then it, after a while, it moves past all of the price action and stuff and it kind of drops off. Yeah. Well, these zero angles, they go down to zero or they start at zero and then turn around and head back up. Let's take a closer look at this because it's important to bring all of these concepts together. And this is an important division of that angle concept. When a stock reaches extreme top on a daily, weekly, or monthly chart and the trend turns down, you should start an angle of 45 degrees from zero, moving up from the exact space and date the top is made. This will prove the square of the time period. It is very important when this angle is reached and indicates a change in trend. It is the last strong support, and when broken, it will indicate much lower prices. Now, in previous videos, you've been seeing me work with these lines that go high, low, high, low, high, low. I'm not talking about the cycle lines. I'm talking about generated from certain points or price ranges. And you'll see that again, but which is different than the cycles. Those come from tops and bottoms or price ranges. In this technique, what he's essentially doing is the exact same thing except over a broader scale, and he's kind of changing the rules. Here, on the day of the high, the top, at the bottom, go to zero on that date. You go to zero, and then you start the one by one going up, not from the top, but you go to that zero where it says zero down there. And then a one by one, the next time unit would have a price of 1. The next time unit would have a price of 2. So it's a one by one from zero. And again, the concept is that this will catch other turns that aren't caught using the other methods. Angles from tops down to zero and up again. A 45-degree angle starting down from any important top on a monthly or weekly chart should be continued down until it reaches zero, and then started up again at the same rate. After a long number of years between important tops and bottoms, this angle coming down and going up again is important. A 45-degree angle can also be continued down from any important bottom to zero, and then started up again. This will show the squaring of price and time from either top or bottom. This is the, take the top, put on the angle one by one going down. Then, even once it's past all the price range and it's going down, like say if you've been selling in the 200 area, okay? Well, if you're selling in the 200 area, there's no real reason to continue it, if it's at 100. If this angle is now at 100 price equivalent. In this concept, it's taken all the way to zero, turned around at that point, and started back up again. And again here, using this, it catches turns that aren't caught by the other techniques. A 45-degree angle from zero to top and bottom. When a 45-degree angle moving up from zero reaches the line or price of the bottom, it is very important. Then again, when it reaches the point of extreme high price, it is very important for change in trend. When a 45-degree angle moving up from zero reaches the line or price of the bottom, it is very important. Then again, when it reaches the point of extreme high price, it is very important for a change in trend. Here, once it's going back up, when it reaches the line that's drawn from the originating point. Take it and you just draw it straight across. Jensen does this in his work quite a lot. He says when that zero angle hits zero, comes back up and hits that line, it's important. I'm sorry, he says it's very important. A 45-degree angle can also be continued down from any important bottom to zero and then started up again. This will show the squaring of price and time from either top or bottom. So here, we've got a low that forms. You take the 45-degree angle down, one by one, all the way down to zero, comes back up. Okay? Here we've got SLV, low at 10.86 on date of March 18, 2020, weekly chart. A line has been drawn going down from the low all the way to zero at the rate of 1 point per time unit. Time here, of course, being a week. The line, once it hits bottom or zero, starts back up at the same rate of 1 point per time unit until it hits the low of 1086 from origin. Then it turns back down, and so on. Here, the line's been continued throughout. As you can see, it purely mechanical. I've left all the cycles out of this. This is without any knowledge of the cycles. Anyone can do this from day one. Very simple concept. At both points, when the lines hit zero, when heading down, and two, when the line hits the 1082 after coming up, it will produce turns due to the squaring effect that's occurring. Gann talked about all the squaring the price range, squaring the price, the time. One has been drawn in here as an example, coming up from the sawtooth, as you can see. And again, if you've seen the previous videos, there's a little bit of lost motion there in time. So you use a bar or two, depending on what your instrument allows. All points have been marked off with the variance of only 1 bar, meaning it can miss by 1 bar, and the hit bar is shown, meaning that those arrows up there are to the points that it produced, or it timed. It doesn't produce them. It times them. And the variance here is 1 bar of time, which in this case, of course, is, again, a week. So what you've got is turns. Well, your cycles give you those turns. Why use this? Why use this method? Is because it has to do with squaring. Due to the fractal nature of a market, it's technical terms, but due to the way it works, the way markets work, the way they operate, squaring is very important. Of course, you have to know you have to have a reason to square, and that comes from your cycle work. You see, so it's bringing these two simple elements together, combining the squaring with the cycles. Now, at this point, we're not using any cycles to mark these off, but it's that concept. Very simple. Once you come up to it, anybody could do this. Even if you don't know anything about cycles, just in this video, you can do this. Here we have a closer look at this. Each mark point is significant. What do you see? These are turns, but there are points with no arrows. That means that there's something else going on here. What is it? What could it be? I'm out of here. Have a good one. Bye-bye.